Hi guys, Everyday Knife Guy here, and yes, it's that time again for an EDC pocket dump update. And this is a selection of the gear I've been carrying most recently. Not all at once, of course. I give that disclaimer at the start of every video just because I don't like those comments where people are, oh, you can't possibly carry all that on you at one time. Well, I don't, okay? I'm not carrying both these big knives or multiple torches or Swiss Army knives or stuff like that, okay? So this is just a selection of stuff that's been predominantly in my pockets, and I change it out day to day because what's the point in having all this gear if you just carry the one set of stuff all the time? But these are the favorites at the moment. My phone, as always, is a Samsung Galaxy S6, represented here by my wife's old S4 Mini that she broke. One of many phones she's broken. So that's dead, but it's a useful prop for these kind of things. We're doing the boring stuff first, as usual. So just to make you guys stay along a little bit longer. Simple unlined moleskin notebook, always in my pocket, particularly this time of year where work's getting a little busier. This is pretty essential. Nice slim little notebook, doesn't take up too much space in the back pocket of your jeans, just perfect for writing notes in. The keys, as always, I just have them dangling in my pocket, so to speak. This is the Night Eyes, I can never remember the name of this, key rack. Night Eyes key rack, which I use in my pocket. I don't know if they're really meant to clip that in a bag or whatever, but I find on the seam around the edge of your jeans pocket works pretty well. And on there I just have my truck keys, my titanium key smart with all my day-to-day house keys and business keys, and I usually have a small Swiss Army knife. In this case it's just an Alox Classic silver one, and these are all just on there with little S-spliners. So that's pretty much all I have hanging in my pocket these days. And since I went down to a minimalist wallet, which is this one here, the Armitage Carry Vita 2.0, you can see it's starting to get some post-it notes stuck in it, which I've never really been able to do with a leather wallet. So that's one little one benefit. Loving this little thing. Can only carry 6 or 7 kind of cards, but look at my review in this. I got 2 of them at once actually, a little Kydex wallet. And now that I've gone to just basically a card carrier come cash strap, money clip type design, I'd find it hard to go back. I think this thing is so slim. Let's look at it. There it is. It's really not really any thicker than this moleskin notebook if you have one of those lying around. And if you have a Paramilitary 2 lying around, about the same kind of thickness as that, really, not much thicker, and well, including the pocket clip. Yeah, same kind of thickness. So really not too bulky and takes up very little real estate. I like to carry my front pocket my jeans or trousers, and so this and those keys fit in there easily. In the back pocket I have my main blade. We'll come to that in a second. This is more if I'm at home, I'll carry this. If I'm out and about, I'll usually have a wallet, keys, and a large Swiss Army knife in my front pocket, which will either be this one, which is Victorinox Compact, just a basic Celador model. Lots of tools on there. If you know anything about Swiss Army knives, you'll know the Compact is great value for money and a great tool set for being only a 2-layer knife. So that's often the bottom of my front pocket, or I will pull the knife out of here, which today is this 82 Soldier. Again, Victorinox Alex model, 2-layer, simple tools on there, just knife, can opener, bottle opener, basic stuff. If you know anything about the Alex models, you know the Soldiers, Classic, and the military version of the Pioneer. This one was sent to me by Fort Worth Glock Guy. So if I'm at home around the house, I will tend to have this in my pocket, which is just a simple kind of pocket sheath, pocket organizer I made very quick and rough, but it does the job for protecting different things. I have a pen in here. Usually at the moment I just have this Sharpie pen. If you haven't tried one of these Sharpie clickies, they're actually really good. Not very expensive, obviously, but for a write on anything kind of pen, hard to beat, I would say. Not very stylish, but very practical. In this pocket over here, I have a little paracord pocket clip that I made, and I can't remember if I mentioned that before in one of these videos, but another YouTuber actually turned me on to how to make these, and they're a great little thing. As I say, a piece of paracord turned into a pocket clip, very functional. So sometimes I will remove the torch from here, or flashlight rather. This is the TrueNight TI High. Check out my review on this recently. Little treble A unit, 120 lumens, simple twist head for activation. Great little pocket light. It has its own pocket clip on there, which is reversible. Has its own pocket clip, but it's nice to have this on a dangler as well for inserting into the pocket. So I keep that on there. And if I'm at home around the house or whatever, I will tend to have this little organizer in my pocket with the Swiss Army knife, pen, and flashlight all in one. Or if I go out and about, I can very quickly select out of this and throw whatever I need in my pocket for whatever particular trip I'm going on. So Been switching that TI High, 390 Ti High out with this other 390 Ti, sorry, T10, not TI, T10. Larger light, this one's double A cell. Tail clicker on this one, and again, twist head for activating different modes. Really sturdy little light. I actually dropped this down the stairs. Our house is on 3 levels. I was coming from the bedroom where this was, and where I keep all my EDC gear and stuff. I was coming downstairs from the bedroom to film this, and actually dropped it down 2 sets of stairs, and I don't see any marks on it. So very sturdy little light. It does have a nice deep carry pocket clip on it of its own. I keep a little paracord lanyard on it in case I'm dropping it into my pocket. And I say I'll switch that out with the other one just to break it up, because as I said at the beginning, what's the point of having all this gear if you don't use it? So I think that's all the boring stuff out the way, or well, it depends what you're into, I guess, but that's what I would call more of the boring stuff. And now we're down to the main event in my book, which is certainly the main blades I've been carrying. So recently I received this Microtech DOC. I actually, if you don't know the story in this, I won this in a raffle way back second half of last year. I think it was probably about August, September. I won this in a raffle on Instagram, and it wasn't a knife I particularly have chosen to go spend my own money on, but I paid, I can't remember if it was like $20-30 for a raffle ticket, and won this bad boy. And it got seized by Canadian Customs and was been there all winter, and they finally just released it to me. Received it a few weeks ago, and I'm so glad they did, because I've absolutely fallen in love with it. It is about as practical an EDC blade as a chocolate teapot. It is stubby, it is serrated, it is particularly suited for, well, the name's Death on Contact. I would say this would be a really useful knife if you like to stab and kill things. I'm not particularly into that, particularly with knives, and certainly not on an EDC basis. So for me, carrying this is more just because I just love this knife. There's no physical way you can carry this knife and not feel like a bit of a badass. So if you like a knife that makes you feel cool, by all means get yourself a Microtech DOC, because they are certainly value for money in that department. Full aluminum frame, G10 inserts in here. As you can see, serrated blade on this one, compound ground. This one is a blade of Elmax. There's a full review coming on this soon. I might even try and film that today. It is all the usual Microtech billboarding on there. This is actually the first Microtech I've owned, because I think they're most famous, fair to say, most famous for the out-the-front knives, and those are illegal where I live, and not particularly something that I would go for, I don't think. This one, if you can't tell by the, sorry, we've got hard not to put fingerprints on this with it being aluminum, and this one's very cold right now. Let me just clean it up a little bit for you. Yeah, so this one is a collaboration between Anthony Marfion and Mick Strider. If you couldn't tell by the profile, it's very Strider-esque backbone there with that chopped off tail, and of course the blade shape as well. Very Strider-esque, and yeah, beautiful knife. Titanium insert frame lock here. Not the most ergonomic knife, not the most practical knife, but certainly a very cool one. Certainly, you know, I'm converted, put it that way. I wasn't really sure about it before receiving, but just listen to this. If you can't appreciate the sound that this thing makes when it locks up, then maybe you're not as into knives as you thought you were. So this thing is super solid, and I've actually stabbed it into quite a lot of stuff. It's probably one of, if not the most expensive knife I own, but there's just something about it. It feels so damn solid that you just can't help yourself. You just want to, I don't know, stab it into a wooden post whenever you see one. That's just my take on it. Say full review coming. So in contrast to that, still carrying my Paramilitary 2 a lot of the time. I just can't get over how good this knife is as an EDC blade. It's just incredible. It gets smoother and smoother and smoother. And yeah, just so functional. This one's extremely dirty, as you can see. Sorry about that. I was actually just outside doing stuff for my real job and cutting up old duct tape and stuff with this just earlier today, and I haven't actually cleaned it since. So very useful. Just got a little Spartan bead and lanyard on there. So let's go ahead and pull that off just now. Just to make it a little easier to show you. But yeah, so I actually just, I've had this quite a few months now and just cleaned it up the other day. And it's back to being, you know, even smoother. Just a really nice knife, fun to play with, cool to look at, and super functional. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And I think that pretty much completes it, guys. As you know, in kind of recent videos, I've kind of had a bit of a comedy segment at the end, taking the piss out of other people who might wish to carry a yo-yo or a or a spinning top or something else in their EDC, but not so much a comedy one this month. Just wanted to give a shout out, really. My buddy, who is these days known as Notorious EDC on Instagram, go look him up. That's Notorious EDC, or look up the hashtag #SackAllDay as one word, and you'll find lots of his images. These are a couple of patches that he very kindly sent me. It's such a cool dude, and makes really cool EDC gear. He's kind of just starting up his own proper EDC business, Fenner Goods, and you will find those if you look up his page, Notorious EDC. He is coming out with a new kind of pocket tool, bottle opener, knuck, multi-tool kind of thing, so go check that out. It's called the Beer Bomb. And lots of cool patches to go on your EDC gear. I have these actually stuck onto my EDC bag, which kind of mostly stays in my vehicle, to be fair, but my EDC backpack that has all my other junk in it other than this stuff, that's where these are stuck onto. But I just pulled them off to show you guys. Very, very cool, really high quality actually. Came out with this red and white one first. Don't know if he's any of the black and grey left, probably all sold out by now, but do look him up because he's coming out with cool patches all the time, and as I say, getting more into producing other pocket tools and things. So go look up Notorious EDC, or just the hashtag #SackAllDay is one word, and you will find his gear, and yeah, some cool stuff to look at. So I think that about wraps it up, guys. This is longer than usual. I do apologise. I'm just in a rambling mood today, and yeah, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Cheers.